I judge scripts for a living. You know that about me already. And I'm in the middle of reviewing scripts for a network right now. And the number one thing that indicates that a screenplay is not ready, is an automatic pass, is going to be formatting. And I'm shocked. I'm always shocked that writers don't know formatting well enough to get past that first level of reviews because it's not done well. So I'm going to teach it to you right now, and then I don't ever want to see bad formatting again. At the top here, we have fade in. You don't need that. It's not necessary, but it's just fade in, fade out. The opening or closing of a script. It could be a scene, but usually it's the opening, closing of a script. It's not necessary. Your scene heading. This scene heading is exterior writer's room day. Your scene heading is ahead of every script, and it indicates the location, the time of day, whether it's inside or outside. Exterior and exterior is the only place that a screenplay can be. It cannot be anywhere in between, or it could be exterior / interior if a scene is going back and forth. So exterior, interior, car, somebody's going in and out of the car. The writer's room is the location that's just Sarah's house, Bob's house, wherever the location, the hardware store, and then the time of day. There is no multiple times of day. It is day or night. In some rare occasions, it could be dusk specifically, but mostly only day or night, and I'll tell you why in a second. So when it comes to this, your scene heading should always be in all caps. And the most important thing that I want writers to understand is that your scene heading has to tell me the location and time of day for every single scene. Meaning you can't go from exterior Sarah's house night and then tell me everything that's happening in Sarah's house. And then she walks next door to Bob's house. And then she's over there having a conversation with Bob. And you didn't take me outside, exterior Sarah's house night, and then interior Bob's house night, or same or continuous. Because whenever I see people on screen, I need to look up at the scene heading and know exactly where they are. And if we've changed locations, or we've changed rooms, or we've changed any place where we are, a time of day, or whether we've gone inside or outside, there needs to be a brand new scene heading. Next, we have the action line. So the action line essentially lubricates the scene that's happening. So you wouldn't go, this is like not an official rule, it's an unofficial rule, but you wouldn't go directly into a scene and have somebody talking, Billy saying whatever, because I don't know who Billy is. I don't know where in the room he is. So you use these action lines to orient the audience so they know where everybody is and who everybody is. So when action starts happening or when people start talking, then the audience is oriented. So this action line says, in the heart of West Los Angeles, a boutique shop's large open sign glows like a beacon. So now we know, okay, we're outside. We know what we're looking at. We dissolve to, which is a transition. You don't necessarily need those unless they show the pacing, cut to, cut to, cut to. It may show the rhythm of a script, but for the most part, you don't necessarily need those unless it's important to the story. Then we go to another scene heading, interior. So we've now gone inside. Interior writer's room, sales floor day. So it's telling us we're back inside. We're in the same location. Now we're on the sales floor, and it's the same time of day. It's day. And then the writer orients us to what we're looking at. So now we're inside. Where is everything? It says writers browse the mini scripts in the screenplay section. So now I know I'm inside and I'm watching writers browse, right? Okay, so we have our first character's appearance. Anthony Anthony Cardi, an Italian story specialist extraordinaire, 30s, not getting any younger, ambles over. Okay, so we introduce our character for the first time. Every time you introduce a character for the first time, their name should be in all caps and you should describe them. At the very least, you describe their name and their age at the very least, but mostly you want to describe something about them. So we kind of describe his essence, his character, his vibe. A lot of times people describe their character's appearance, which is fine. I prefer describing a character's essence, which could include their appearance, but I want to get a sense of who they are as a character while I'm reading them. And then we give Anthony a line. So that's your dialogue. You never give a character a line without describing them first, unless you go in and say they're off screen or off camera. So this is his first line. He has something to say. It's kind of covered, but it says, "How's everyone doing here?" So he's just speaking to the people who are in the store. And he works at the store because we've described that he works at the store. Now we're going to introduce another character. So remember, when we introduce another character, there's all these stipulations. So before he talks, we introduce him. So there's a writer enthusiast, 45, who reads the first page of The Activator by John Logan. Okay, so this is this person, and now he's going to say something. The enthusiast says something. Can John Logan write a killer first page or what? So he's, I guess, talking back to Anthony, and this is where the dialogue goes, right here in the middle. So you would never put what he says in an action line, and down here you would never describe what he's doing unless it's in a parenthetical, and I'm going to describe how parentheticals work in a second. Now we go to somewhere else in the store. We go to the sales counter. So as opposed to having a brand new scene heading, we show, because we're already inside the store, we move to a different location, and that's a scene heading, and we don't have to write a new scene heading. So this is where we get to parenthetical. So Anthony responds to the guy. He's speaking, okay, right here. I don't know if you can, right here. That's a parenthetical. That's a little context that happens inside of parentheses under when someone's talking. So it'll be the character, and then it'll be parentheses under that to qualify what they're saying. You're not going to use the parenthetical to direct the actor. So you're not going to use them to say, she's feeling whatever. You never tell me how a character's feeling. You show me how a character's feeling. So you use the parenthetical to describe how, what's the context of what's being said as opposed to what the character's feeling. So you may say whispers, you may say quivering, you may say hesitantly. So you're describing how that character may be delivering the line, but you are not giving them action as he or she crosses the room, and you are not qualifying she feels nervous deep down in her heart, she doesn't want to say anything. If you want that to be how she feels, you need to tell me either in what she says or what she does. Film is only sight or sound. It is not a novel. So if you write how a character's feeling or what they're thinking, she thinks to herself, blah, 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 blah. That's never going to end up on screen because it's not something somebody said and it's not something somebody did. Now, when somebody is talking off camera, you're going to use an extension, which is what you see right here with a character talking, Anthony, and he's off screen. So it means I hear what he's saying, but he's off somewhere and he's not on camera. He's speaking, but I hear it. You can use that off screen or off camera in a situation like this, and then the audience knows that that person is not in the mise-en-scène of the screen. They're somewhere else, but they're still able to communicate with the audience. These are the very basics. And if you want me to send this to you, I can. You can just let me know in the comments, but also this is very Googleable. These are the basics. You don't want to venture outside of this for almost any reason if you are submitting a script to anyone, because it just says automatically it's not well written, it's unprofessional, and they throw it out. Even if the writing is beautiful, if the writer is not prepared to write in this format and do it correctly, then it looks like a script they can't share because it automatically looks incompetent. The number one thing I see, or the few things that I see writers fail to do, is introduce characters correctly, not their age, their essence, or in all caps. Or they'll go from scene to scene to scene to scene without adding another scene heading. Or the biggest thing is writers describing how characters feel on the inside and not putting it either in action or dialogue. If you guys have any more questions about the basics of screenwriting, let me know in the comments and I'll do a video on it. But this is what you need to know at the very beginning, even before we start talking about story. So when you do write your script and you send it out, nobody rolls their eyes and bypasses it. I hope this helps. Happy writing.